going to be ranking gadgets in Yeeps and Seek. By the way, I'm not going to be ranking every gadget because there's just lots and I don't have all of them. Even the ones I'm ranking, I still don't have all of them. I'm not going to be ranking any of the bundles gadgets because only like some of those are actually out. So yeah, let's get to it. First is the teleport ball. And I want to be totally honest, but it's really useful, but not a lot of people use it, so it's going to go into A tier. Because it's really useful, but most people don't use it, and it's actually a really good way to just travel. Yo! Okay, so the next one is the firework. And by the way, I don't own all the gadgets because I'm not rich like that. I know. Sorry. But I'm going to be ranking the firework a B tier. Hey, I know some of you guys are going to be complaining, but it used to be pretty good, but then they upgraded these cotton, and now, like 1 in 8 chance that it breaks. And it just doesn't work that well anymore. And most people don't use it anymore. And it's just a lot of cotton to get and a lot of buck coins to get too. So that's why it's going into B tier. Next are these bombs. To be honest, they're really fun, but they're absolutely useless in gameplay. Like, don't get me wrong, but these things are absolutely trash in gameplay. They can be really good to escape. No, I'm just kidding. No, they can't. Like, maybe you can like distract them. No, they won't fall from that. They just aren't that good. And like maybe for like some other stuff like redstone and stuff, you can like use it for fun stuff. But when you're actually playing a game, they're absolutely useless. Like, just use the sticky bombs instead. They're way better. That's why it's going into D tier, the bottom tier. I'm sorry, but they're just really not helpful. Now it's time for the sticky bombs. Now, every single one, I'm going to rate all of these ones all into an A tier. Because they're really useful. Like, this one can explode stuff. This one can make it so people can get away from you. This one, like, never mind, not the bottom one. This one can, like, just chuck bombs. And so, like, and the smoke bomb can help you get away. They're really all great to use, and they're really useful too. So that's why I'm putting them in A tier. And by the way, I'm gonna get the other one later, but that's gonna be a different tier. Okay, anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna rate these sticky bombs in A tier because they're pretty useful and pretty fun to use too. Next is the banjo, and I'm not gonna lie, it's really fun to get people away, and it's really useful. But I think I used too much cotton, and you're only gonna use it one time. So it's really good to get people away and just troll away for friends when like maybe you're in creative mode, so you can have infinite. But in play mode, it's not really that useful because you don't have an infinite cotton. So you can get people away from you. Maybe you're sky based, and maybe a pin person, a seeker away from you. But to be honest, they're not that useful. They are useful, but not too much. So I'm gonna put it in B tier, next to firework. Okay, so now is the rose. To be honest, I might be regretting my decision on this one, but the rose could be useful in gameplay, especially to get the secret open. 1 rose is not useful at all, but 2 roses on the other hand, if you chuck both of them at someone, they go flying out, like it's crazy. And that can really get a secret away from you, and I'm gonna put it in C tier, not D tier, C tier. The first C tier. Okay, next are these grappling hooks. Now you can already see where I'm going with these. These are amazing. They could be annoying to other players because you can just go back. If someone knocks you off, you can just go back. And they are annoying to other people, but the people that have them are actually like too OP. I think they're a little too OP. That's why I'm gonna put them in S tier, even though way, because I'm one of those people that just love these things and they're just amazing. And I'm making a Spider-Man map with these, and it's just crazy. I'll show you a little preview right now. But that's all you're gonna get till later in this week's video. Okay, so now are the decoys. So first, I'm gonna start with the body decoy. To be honest, they're not really that useful in gameplay. They could be useful, like if someone saw you, they're like, oh, I'm gonna choke at them. But really, has anyone actually fallen for someone just hiding and they just sit there? I mean, sure, they can kind of show up for seeker and a little hider too, but they're not really too useful. So that's why I'm gonna put it in C tier, next to the rose. Alright, now for the voice decoy, it's actually really useful if you think about it. You can place it somewhere, like even if you're just playing with your friends and they recognize your voice and try to look for you, you can just put it somewhere on the map and just talk and they have no idea what's going on. And it's really useful, so I'm going to put it on A tier because it's really fun to also use too. Okay, so now for the Frisbee. The Frisbee isn't really a gadget, and it is a gadget, but it's not really that useful in gameplay. Sure, you could probably hop on the Frisbee for the hitbox and get away, but you gotta be pretty skilled to do that. And that's why I'm gonna put it down with a D tier. Hey, don't complain. Sure, it can be fun, but it's not useful at all in gameplay. So that's why I'm putting it down in D tier with the bomb because they're not really that useful in gameplay. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's just the truth, man. Alright, now it's time for the pellet gun. The pellet gun is only useful in either destroying sky bases or to shoot your friends or in a spleef, which isn't really that useful in the in the gameplay in like the games. You can get away pretty good with the pellet guns if you know how to use them, but that's if you know how to use them pretty well. It's pretty hard to learn too. That's why I'm gonna put it in the C tier, and it's like not the worst, but it's not the best either. So that's why I'm putting it in C tier with the other two. And the microphone. Okay, they're like only useful for trolling and for tasks. Like, have you seen anyone use it in gameplay? Like, I'm just talking about using them like in like playing a game. I'm not talking about just them in general, just them using them on a game. Like, microphones, absolutely useless. Like, if your friends try to find you and you use the microphone, they still know where you are. Your voice is just a little different. That's why it's going down to the D tier. D nuts. Next is the bat. Like, the bat is actually so useful. You can destroy pillows. You can grief sky bases, which I don't own the bats yet, so I don't need too many sky bases. It's pretty fun to use to also knock people off. It's like the Banjos. The bats have infinite use. Like, they do cost a lot of they do cost a lot of cotton to get, but it's really useful and it's really also great because instead of when you use it, you can always get the cotton back. Unlike the Banjos where you just chuck it and it explodes. But like the bats can have a bunch of uses. That's why I'm putting it in S tier because it's really great. I'm not even joking. Which is also something similar, which is the freeze gloves. The freeze gloves are actually pretty cool, and I love the freeze gloves in my opinion. I got these. They're really fun to grief people, and they're also like bats, but bats can only launch them. The freeze gloves, you can freeze them and then boost them so far, and it's actually so amazing. That's why I'm gonna put it in the A tier because I just love them so much. You can't complain. They're just amazing. Okay, in my opinion, by the way, they're just amazing, man. Okay, you can't. Next are the sleds. The sleds are pretty fun to use and they're also great to get away. Like if you use these sticky bombs and then use to fly away and then you land on the floor and you just keep on flying, it's a really good way to get away from seekers and it's really fun too. So that's why I'm going to put it up with the B tier because it's not too useful in gameplay, but it is really good to get away. Like you can't really use it against your opponent to get them away from you, but you can always get away from them. So that's why I'm putting it in B tier. Okay, now are the freeze sticky bomb and just the freeze balls. I know this is technically like a sticky bomb, but this one is way more useful. Same with this. This one only makes it so there's a small little bubble. This one makes it so it's way more larger. And it also goes way more faster than the actual bombs. And it's really useful to just freeze your opponent and get away, or freeze yourself and get launched. So that's why it's gonna go up to S tier because it's really useful and it's really fun too. Last and definitely not least is the party gun because it's actually really useful ever since the new update came out like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I don't know how long ago it was, but it was actually pretty good. Or was it a week ago? Oh dang, how old am I? But it's actually pretty useful, especially if you own them, because if you learn how to do the double jump. If you learn how to do the double jump with them, like the pellet gun, it boosts you way more farther, especially farther than the fireworks. And if you do it so good, only in like 5 shots, it'll already get you the high limit. And that's crazy. But to be honest, it's not too good to get your opponents away from you. So that's why I'm going to put it in A tier. And it is pretty much amazing. And that's pretty much all the gadgets I'm going to use. If there's any gadgets that you want me to rate maybe next time, tell me in the comments. And bye!